right, so number one, if you read that, it says use segment YZ, or line segment YZ, was used to translate that polygon YZ 6.2 inches long. So if we're going to translate it, that means basically it's just moving over 6.2 inches. That's how long. Okay, and then it says, what is the length if you add all of those translations together? So A to A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime, D to D prime, and E to E prime. Well, they're all 6.2. So take 6.2 times 5, and you have 31 inches. That's simple. Okay, that's it. That's all they're asking for. Using the translation of 6.2. All right, so write an algebraic rule. Okay, I'm just going to pick out a few points here. Let's take G. What's the coordinate of G on the quadrilateral to the left? Is that -6, +9?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to look at G prime. And that looks like to me, let's see, +6, -9. Okay, so do I see a correlation? Nicholas, you see one?
Yeah.
What do you see?
Basically, even from looking at how that is, it's a Fibonacci function of a belt axis.
Yeah, that's right. Or it's a rotation of 180 degrees. What he said is exactly right, and you can describe it either way. It's a reflection over both the x and the y, or it's a rotation of 180 degrees, which means that rule. Let's just look at another one just to confirm, make sure that it's a little bit more than that. Let's take a look at h. What is h? -3, +5, it looks like to me. And then h prime. Looks like it's +3, -5. Yeah, so this is the rule right here. So 180 degrees rotation, or, as Nicholas said, a double reflection over x and y. Either one would be correct. All right, any questions on that? Yeah, Bo?
So when it, I said where you're starting it where it is a reflection over y is that too long?
Well, that's not the rule for y equals x. Yeah, that would be wrong.
Well, I thought y equals x was the line down starting at 0 and going up by 1, so we're going up by 1 over 1. And we're going to do reflected that.
Yeah, but what's the rule for y equals x, Bo? It's on page 76.
What is the coordinates?
Y equals x, you just switch the coordinates.
Yeah.
And so it would be this. And that's not what's happening here. See what I mean? So that's not the correct rule.
Oh yeah, I got it. Okay.
Right? All right, let's go to 2b. Looking at these two quadrilaterals, would they have linear and rotational? Yes, I would say both. How many lines of symmetry? Well, you can go corner to corner, and you can go in the middle. And then what are the degrees? 90, 180, and 270. Okay. All right, one more problem. Let's finish it off here. All right, number 3, it says, given triangle A with -2, 4, B with -2, 1, and C with -4, 0. Now, what we're going to end up doing, since we're looking for the line, I'm going to give myself a little space here. And these are where we're going to put the midpoints, because I have to find the midpoints. A prime is 2, 0. B prime is -1, 0. Oops. And C prime is -2, 2. All right, so let's find the midpoint. Midpoint formula, as a reminder, x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. And it's an ordered pair. So we add the x's together, divide by 2. We add the y's together and divide by 2. So here we go. So -2 plus 2 over 2 and 4 plus 0 over 2. -2 plus 2 is 0. 0 over 2 is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. Divided by 2 is 2. The midpoint is 0, 2. Do the same thing here. -2 plus -1 over 2 and 1 plus 0 over 2. We end up with -3 halves and 1 half. And C, last one, -4 plus -2 over 2 and 0 plus -2 over 2. We end up with -3 and -1. So we've got 3 midpoints. If I were to graph this, this should look exactly right with these coordinates right there as the midpoints. We have to use those 3 coordinates, 2 of those 3 probably, to find the equation of the line. There are 2 ways to find the equation of the line. We're going to use them both today. The first one is point-slope form. Whichever, we have to find the slope. Y minus 2, or y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 to find the slope. Let's use the coordinates 0, 2. Let's stay away from the fractions just on this. -3, -1. Let's use those 2 points. So subtract the y's, 2 minus a -1, 0 minus 3. That looks like 3 over 3. We have a slope of 1. So slope is 1. Point slope form is y minus y1, slope x minus x1. I can use any of these 3 points and plug them in. Does not matter which ones. I'm going to use 0, 2. Y minus 2 is equal to slope of 1, x minus 0. Now I'm solving for y. Y minus 2 is equal to 1x, add 2, and I end up with y is equal to x plus 2. So that's one way to find the line. That's using point slope form. Another way to find the line is using y equals mx plus b. That's actually easier in this problem. We already have found the slope. The slope is 1. So all we have to do is find the b. Well, we already know it. If I were to graph 0, 2, that represents the y-intercept. Sometimes we don't even realize we already have the answer. So all we have to do is put 2 in. Notice 2 different ways to get the exact same answer. You can do either one tomorrow. Either one. Finding the equation of the line. Okay? Make sure you know your rules for transformations, rotations, reflections. Okay? That you will have graphs. So like it'll provide graph paper. Don't forget your quadrants. There's your quadrants. So you can graph the problems, and many times that can help you remember the rules.